Welcome to yet another video of Acharya Nidana Academy. In this particular video, we are going to discuss the impact of Nidana in natural orifices in the disease manifestation. Before going to the description proper, we are going to discuss some of the basic concepts which are necessary to be concretized. First, if you know about the physics, chemistry and biology and Ayurveda fundamentals, then any of the information mentioned in Ayurveda textbooks can be learned with deepest understanding, or deep dive method learning can be possible. Second, when you know about the concept of minimalism, so that means that is very essential when you want to know about the concepts of Ayurveda with the deep dive method. So the word meaning minimalism refers to, we are going to look into one particular small topic and we are going to learn from multiple angles. From the point of Rachana Sharira, from the point of Kriya Sharira, from the point of Roga Nidana, from the point of the Kaya Chikitsa, from the point of Swastha Vritta, and from the point of Drabya Guna, from the point of Rashastra Vaishya from the point of Agata Tantra. So like that, multiple angles we can be able to look into that particular concept of dosha. If you do that, then deep dive learning is possible. Third, whenever if you want to learn the concepts of Roga Nidana well, we need to know about each and every corner of Kriya Sharira. When you want to know about the, when you want to get expertised in the subject of Kaya Chikitsa, then we need to know about the each and every corner of Roga Nidana. In other words, if you know about the Kriya Sharira from each and every corner, the extended learning of Kriya Sharira is nothing but Roga Nidana. The extended learning of the Roga Nidana is nothing but Kaya Chikitsa. So that is the third point. And fourth point is, we need to know about pattern identification. So for every learning, we have to know about the patterns. The term pattern refers to the repeatedly occurring observations or repeatedly occurring events. For example, if you know one particular event having 10 different steps, if any deviation is happening in the 4th or 5th step, if you know about the pattern, you can able to identify that if there is a deviation has happened in 4th or 5th step. For example, if a person is taking continuously the 300 ml of sour buttermilk or sour curds or dadi continuously for a period of 12 to 15 days, we can say there is a possibility of increase of pitta dosha in the body. Suppose if he is adding little bit amount of pepper to this and a little bit of ginger to the little bit of asafoetida or hingu, that is responsible for the increase of pitta dosha in the body to the maximum extent. Or if he is adding green chili, so that is leading to increase of pitta dosha to the maximum extent. In that particular situation, pattern modification has to be practiced. When you say about pattern modification, so we need to know about the sudden stoppage of this sour buttermilk. In that particular sense, or sour curds has to be stopped. If that is the occasion, what should be the pattern creation then? He has to consume either milk or either the buttermilk which is devoid of sour taste or salt is being added to that. This is what is considered to be pattern identification or pattern modification, pattern creation, which are considered to be the mottos of the academy, this academy, that is Acharya Nidana Academy. And no compromise will be considered or will be done in learning Ayurveda fundamentals. And the sixth point is, follow one particular mentor. So that means when you think about the present day, millions of informations are available in the present day internet or information overload. In the Facebook or in the YouTube or in the Instagram or in the LinkedIn or multiple social media platforms, we can get millions of informations. But to have the clarity, crystal clear clarity, you need to follow one particular mentor. If you observe specifically 3 or 4 different lectures of one particular mentor, we can able to see what he has thought, what his thoughts are, past thoughts are, what his present thoughts are, and what might be his future thoughts. So like that we can able to link the past, present and future if you follow one particular mentor, which is not possible if you try to follow multiple mentors. That is the reason to you need to follow one particular mentor. And next thing, that is we need to learn Ayurveda information from the Ayurveda angle, Western information from the Western angle, and we need to connect at different intervals. If you are able to connect at different intervals, that is suggestive of we are learning in the right way. And the last one, that is the basic concept, that is we need to learn Ayurveda like learning a new language. Whenever if you are learning a new language, we are going to use or first learn more frequently used words, its meaning, its application in different examples, and its modifying factors, etc. Then less frequently used words, then less frequently used words. So that in terms of Roga Nidana, whenever if you are looking into that, the most frequently used words are Roga, Nidana, Dosha, etc. In that way, if you are practicing or if you are learning this most frequently used word first, then it is very easy to learn the language in a better manner, in a sequential manner. So with this particular information, so before going into the subject proper, that is the impact of Nidana in natural orifices in disease manifestation, these are the major things that you need to know about. That is Stirling forces, concept of Stirling forces, concept of sludged blood, concept of Rogamarga, and manifestation of disease. Most of the occasions it is coming from the Abhyantar Rogamarga to Bhagya or Abhyantar Rogamarga to Madhyama Rogamarga, and entry of pathogen in the Srotas. So that is being discussed in the YouTube live session which was being done on 6th January 2024. So this will be giving you the, if you know about these, the understanding of this. As far as natural orifices are concerned, the human beings are having, specifically males are having 9 orifices and females are having the 9 orifices plus 3 extra orifices. So they are 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, 1 mouth, and 1 vagina, 1 anus, and 1 urethra in case of males, and in case of females above said 9 plus 1 vagina and 2 breast ducts. So these are the 12 orifices. They are being present in the females, and 9 are present in the males, and each having their own significance as far as disease manifestation is concerned. So how this is each natural orifice are important. One, depending on the source of entry of pathogen. Most of the diseases are considered to be manifested because of abnormal digestive fire. In the sense, the source of entry of pathogen will be through the mouth. Some other aspects, the person may be having the entry of the pathogen through the nose, which may be presented with either sneezing or cough, etc. The entry of pathogen in the ears, the person may have the itching sensation in the ears, or otherwise the pain in the ears, that may be possible. The person who is having the entry into the eyes, the person may have either itching sensation or burning sensation. Sometimes disturbed vision may be present in cases of the affliction to the eyes. In case of the mouth, the person may have pain in the mouth, or the excessive salivation or dryness of mouth, etc., etc. Whereas in case of the exposure or to the anus, the person may be having the painful defecation, sometimes pain in the lower abdomen. In case of the exposure to the urethra, the person may have the dysuria or the painful micturition, and sometimes pain in the lower abdomen. Whereas in case of the what do you say, that the breast tissue, the lady may have the pain in the breast, sometimes abnormal discharges that may be observed. Whereas in case of the vagina, the lady may have the pain in the vagina, or the lady may have the um, the painful intercourse, etc., that may be observed in that particular situation. So that may, depending upon the uh, cause exposed to the natural orifice, the person may have the typical presentation related to that particular natural orifice. So why so this particular informations or natural orifices are important? Because of source of entry of pathogen. When you look into the simple quality of Shita Guna, so there is the possibility of Shita Guna, that is the person may have the cold substances intake, or the person may have the cold air, the intake, cold air exposure to the ears or the eyes, and the exposure to the cold exposure on the anus and urethra. All these are having the typical symptom, that is first and foremost, that is leading to the dryness of the mucosa related to that particular area. That means dryness in the sense that will reduce secretion that may be taking place. And virulence of the pathogen. Suppose if the person who is exposed to 10 pathogens and the person is exposed to 100 pathogens, the clinical symptoms may vary. The person who is exposed to 100 pathogens, they may have some more severe symptom when compared to the exposure of the pathogens or 10 pathogens. This is and stasis of the pathogen in the body. When you think about whole alimentary canal, the pathogens for stay for longer time in stomach, small intestine and large intestine in the increasing order, in the sense, so in the stomach it may remain for a smaller time period, small intestine much longer period, large intestine still much longer period. So, and whereas in the mouth, very small amount of period, for a period of 2 or 3 minutes during mastication, whereas esophagus is not having any kind of the accumulation or the any kind of the storage in the esophagus will take place, as it is directly channelizing or responsible for the movement of the food from the mouth to stomach within seconds there, and entry of pathogens into the other tissues. For example, the person who is consuming the food, because of one or other reason or hiccups etc., this food may enter into the nasal passage, that is leading to specific symptom in terms of cough etc., that is going to get observed in the patient. That is what is considered to be, these natural orifices are very, very important. So now when you look into that, now let us look into the concept of Roga Marga. When you think about concept of Roga Marga, first of all we need to know about the gut transit time. When you think about it, so there are 5 subheadings are being made. So here this is what is considered alimentary canal, which is considered to be very, very important as far as the disease manifestation is concerned, initiation disease manifestation is concerned. So if in the mouth, whatever may be the case, the food is being consumed, right? When a person is consuming the food, they are in the usually macromolecular form. When they are in the macromolecular form, they are not in an absorbable form. In that particular sense, the person will be actually doing the mastication of the food, and after that, which is responsible for the proper churning of the food, thereby the person will be swallowing the food after a matter of 2 or 3 minutes later. So when this is happening, so this is leading to the movement of the food into the esophagus. From there, within seconds, it will be entering into the stomach. As soon as the food enters into the stomach, the first and foremost thing that happens is closure of the pyloric antrum. So the time period is up to 2 hours. The closure of the pyloric antrum will be taking place for a period of 2 hours. After a matter of 2 hours later, this food from the stomach which is being considered as or otherwise called as chyme that will be entering into the small intestine, typically that is the duodenum. So from there, when it moves into the ileum, and the total time duration of the food movement is in the small intestine is 6 hours, and when this particular food enters into the cecum, and from there it will be entering into the rectum in a matter of 24 to 48 hours. This is what is considered to be the gut transit time. So this kind of the thing that is the stasis will be happening because of the different sphincters. In the stomach and small intestine, pyloric sphincter, whereas in the small intestine, large intestine, it is the ileocecal junction. There is a sphincter there, and from the this one small intestine, that is the ileocecal junction. So like that is the multiple sphincters are being present, which is actually responsible for the stasis for a longer time. So as the person, now the question arises is why dosha accumulates starts in the stomach, small intestine, large intestine, why not in the mouth and esophagus? The reason is obvious. When you think about, most of us are consuming carbohydrate rich diet. When you think about the 5 major organs, mouth, esophagus, stomach, small and large intestine, mouth and esophagus are having very shorter time period as far as the stasis of the food is concerned. In the mouth, it may be around for 2 or 3 minutes, sometimes even lesser. So whereas in the esophagus, it may be present for a period of few seconds. So that means until and unless if a person is not doing the if a person is doing the proper the rinsing of the mouth after food, etc., there is no possibility of infection to occur or the dosha vitiation to occur in the mouth as such. Whereas the this second question that was being said, that is which particular behavior, mouth becomes breeding place for most the pathogens, that is what I have said. If a person is not doing the appropriate that rinsing or the cleansing the mouth, there may be a possibility. Okay, then the natural orifices and its different location. So that's what I have said earlier. 7 are in the head and neck in case of males, and 2 are present in the lower abdomen. So the eyes, ears, nostrils and mouth are present in the head and neck region, and anus and urethra are present in the lower abdominal region. Whereas in case of females, they almost the similar description itself, whereas 2 are present in the middle part of the body, that is in the the thorax region, whereas 1 extra is present in the lower abdominal region, that is vagina. When you think about the examples, I have given the example of Shita quality in terms of the mouth, which is responsible for the reduced secretion in the mouth. In terms of nose, it is responsible for the reduced nasal secretion or dryness of the nasal mucosa will happen. So that is in case of the ears as such, it is responsible for the wax, that is the dryness of the wax as such. Whereas in case of the eyes, that person may have the either itching or the burning sensation of the eyes, etc. Whereas in case of the fecal, that is the anus, the person may be having poor intestinal motility or constipation may be one of the possibility. Whereas in case of the urethral aspect, the person may be having less urine formation. So these are the different impacts are being observed simple Shita quality exposure to the human body. So coming to the mouth as such, one of the very frequent natural orifice where most of the diseases are possible. Why so mouth is that much important? Ayurveda says Roga sarve api mande agnav. When you say about Roga sarve api mande agnav, this all the diseases are considered to be because of abnormal digestive fire. When you think about it, the macromolecules, that's what I have said at the beginning, that will be entering from the mouth, and that will be stored in the stomach for a small time, and because of poor digestive fire, the macromolecules are not in a position to completely convert it into intermediate molecules or micromolecules. So this in turn, the leading to dilution of hydrochloric acid if a person does adhyasana, or if a person does vishamashana, or if the person does samashana, or if the person does the viruddhashana. When this is happening, this may lead to infection as well as inflammation. Why infection occurs? Infection occurs because the person consumes the food that is mainly of a carbohydrate rich diet. When there is carbohydrate rich diet, so that will be leading to the inflammation to happen, infection to happen of the stomach as such. When this is happening, naturally the gastric mucosal damage occurs. When there is gastric mucosal damage, so that will be leading to the transfer of macromolecules or intermediate molecules into the interstitial space of the stomach. From there, it will be entering into the lymphatics, bypassing hepatobiliary the movement through portal vein, because the substances they are having either macromolecules or intermediate molecules. From the lymphatics, it will be moving into the thoracic duct. From there, it will be entering into the junction between the left interjugular vein as well as left subclavian vein. From there, it will be entering into the superior vena cava. From there, it will be entering into the heart, right atrium, right ventricle, pulmonary artery, pulmonary veins, left atrium, left ventricle, and then aorta, and then different branches of aorta. That is what is the thing that is happening. From there, it will be moving into the interstitial compartment. From there, it will be moving into the intracellular compartment there. So, when you think about the stomach as such, so the Agnimanya is nothing but the person who is having poor digestive fire. Poor digestive fire, that may happen because of adhyasana, that may happen because of vishamashana, samashana, or viruddhashana. And Udbhavasthana, why Udbhavasthana is coming there? Because the stasis of the ingested food for longer time, that is the Vataja vikaras, they will be, Udbhavasthana will be Pakvashaya, whereas Pittaja and Kafaja vikara, Amashaya is considered to be the Udbhavasthana there. So, and it is being mentioned the concept of ama. What is meant by ama there? Consumed food. Consumed food, they are in the macromolecular form. Because of improper digestion, these macromolecules, they are unable to get digested. So that will be leading to the deposition of these macromolecules into the stomach wall. From there, it will be leading to the gastric mucosal damage. From there, these macromolecules, they will be entering into the interstitial compartment of the stomach. From there, it will be entering into the lymphatics, bypassing the liver, because to the liver, macromolecules, they will be traveling via portal vein. Because of that, these macromolecules, they will be entering via lymphatics, as they are heavier molecules. From there, it will be entering into the general circulation. So now coming to this furthermore better description, so you can able to identify the image here. So in this particular image, if a person is doing adhyasana, the food will be coming from the esophagus into the stomach. So initially that will be taking this particular portion itself, that is the lower end of the stomach, and already consumed food, because of the initially they will be intermediate molecules or macromolecules. Intermediate molecules as such, the initial food substance, they may be present here. They are intermediate molecules because of the action of hydrochloric acid, etc. And a person is taking the another food, that is adhyasana. In that particular sense, these are considered to be heavier molecules. They will be coming to the lower end of the that is stomach. They are responsible for the movement of the intermediate molecule or macromolecules to the periphery of the either greater curvature or lesser curvature. as these macromolecules, they will be present at the lower end, they are responsible for the closure of the pyloric antrum. And there is closure is happening for a period of 2 hours, another 2 hours. When the pyloric antrum opens, these substances, they will be moving first. These macromolecules, etc., they will be present there, they will be moving later. So that is the reason these are considered to be poorly moving substances as and when if a person is doing digestion because of the new food entering into the lower end of the esophagus. And this is actually responsible for the dilution of hydrochloric acid, which in turn is responsible for the inability to convert the pepsinogen into pepsin. That's how the person may have damage to the gastric mucosa. And gastric mucosal damage happens because of the bacterial proliferation. That means the macromolecules which are being entering into the stomach, they remain as macromolecules because of inactive pepsinogen, or they may be responsible for the partial conversion of macromolecules into the intermediate molecules due to the partial converted pepsin from pepsinogen. So that is the reason when you think about Agni Manji is nothing but the diluted hydrochloric acid secretion, inability to convert the pepsinogen into pepsin, and damage to the gastric mucosa. So which in turn and is resulting in the deposition of macromolecules to the either greater curvature or lesser curvature. This is what is considered to be the deposition of ama in the stomach region. And when you think about further the movement of the food in the small intestine and large intestine, suppose if you consider this as the small intestine, the heavier molecules as we have identified in the stomach region, they are usually moving in the periphery because of heavier macromolecules. They are usually taking the extreme peripheral pathway. This is an example here. When the lorry is moving, it is comparatively slower as such because of heavier molecular weight. The car is having a lighter molecular weight, they are moving faster, bypassing this particular heavier molecule. In the same way, the bypassing these particular heavier molecules, the intermediate molecule, they will be moving, and lighter molecule, they will move very fast. Whereas the mechanism of pathogenesis happens is in the same way as that of stomach. How? That is, whenever there is the macromolecules are being present, they are usually moving at the the wall, near the wall of the small intestine. Intermediate molecules little bit central to the macromolecules, whereas the lighter molecules, they are moving exactly in the center of the small intestine. This is what is considered to be the mechanism of movement there. Whenever there is the reduced movement happening because of macromolecule, they are actually blocking the stomach or the small intestinal mucosa. When that is happening, the secretions are going to get reduced from the small intestine. When this is happening, naturally there will be an inflammation of the small intestine, which can be either vomiting or diarrhea may be observed, and after that the mucosal damage is there. Mucosal damage to the small intestine that may happen. Because of that, the macromolecules which are being present in the small intestine, they enter into the interstitial space of the small intestine. From there it will be entering into the lymphatics, thus they are entering into the blood circulation, bypassing the liver. Similarly, the large intestine, the same mechanism can happen. The macromolecule, they will be moving along the large intestinal lumen. The intermediate molecules, they move in the central, nearer to the central part of the large intestine, and lighter molecules, they are moving exactly in the central part of the large intestine. Whereas in case of pathogenesis, the macromolecules that are present on the wall of the large intestine, they are responsible for the manifest, that is the blockage in terms of the large intestine. That means large intestine secretion, they are going to get reduced. Because of that, the microorganisms, they are going to get proliferated because of the carbohydrate rich diet in the alimentary canal, which in turn results in the large intestine mucosal damage, which in turn leads to the macromolecules or intermediate molecules to enter into the interstitial space of the large intestine. From there it will be moving into the lymphatics. From there it will be entering into the thoracic duct. From there it will be moving into the blood circulation via superior vena cava. So when you look into that, so this any kind of this particular phenomenon happening in the stomach, it can be considered to be sama kapha, concept of sama kapha. The similar pathogenesis they are happening in the small intestine, it can be considered to be sama pitta. And the similar mechanism happening in the large intestine, it could be comparable to or attributable to sama vata lakshana. When you think about the other natural orifices are concerned, nose, wherein the entry of cold air or dust or smoke or foreign body may be possible, which in turn prevented by the several barriers such as hairs in the nostrils, nasal turbinates, then mucus present in the respiratory mucosa or the nasal mucosa, or cilia present in the nasal cavity, or mucus present in the lower respiratory tract, or cilia present in the lower respiratory passages. So these are the different several barriers. They are actually preventing the any kind of the pathogen entry into the nose. Whereas some of the very important things, that is the in terms of the behaviors or social behaviors of the human beings, most of the people in India, they spit out the sputum directly into the open space. These are actually considered to be containing the droplets, the respiratory disease droplets, and this may be getting inhaled by the people who are doing the the cleaning work of the street. That is the people from the public on PWD, they are going to have the cleaning purpose, so do the cleaning, and that is actually leading to the inhalation of respiratory droplets, which may be going to the nose, thereby resulting in the multiple respiratory ailments. As far as the eyes are concerned, contact of dust, cold air to the eyes, which may be responsible for the itching or burning sensation to the eyes, and this may be observed in children, that is nasolacrimal duct obstruction, which can again leading to the affliction of the eyes. Third aspect, that is the Bell's palsy or myasthenia gravis, wherein the person may have inability to close the eyes. As far as ears are concerned, entry of cold air, which is leading to the dryness of the wax as such. Foreign body insertion such as pen or such as small needle, etc., etc., which may be harmful to the tympanic membrane. And next thing as such, that is middle ear infection may occur as a result of the blockage to the Eustachian tube, plus the high decibel sounds, though they are materialistically cannot be seen, but high decibel sounds, they are responsible for the damage to the tympanic membrane. Anus as such, when you think about the anus, insertion of nozzle of the enema can or the anal intercourse, one of the sexual perversive behavior, and insertion of the foreign body, that is proctoscope, without giving proper precautions, that may be responsible for the multiple, that is the disease manifestation that can start in the anus itself. Urethra, insertion of foreign body into the urethra such as catheterization, or the person who is suffering from the reduced urine formation, there may be a possibility of the discomfort to the urethra as such. Take home message from today's discussion: all the etiological factors in one or the other way enter the body through either one or more natural orifices. Earliest symptom that can be observed may be related to the organ related to or nearer to that particular natural orifice that has to be identified. While analyzing the symptom, surroundings of the environment has to be considered, and the main motto of Ayurveda practice is Sampakta Vidhata. So that's all for today. So dear members of Acharya Nidana Academy, so if you are really liking the video, then put a thumbs up, and if you what kind of the video would you like to have in the next coming sessions, mention below. And if you are truly liking this particular video, then spread to the maximum true Ayurveda learners, so that we can make a huge movement out of this particular small message. Thank you.